It looks like things with Usher are worse than anybody could have seen coming, because word on the streets is that his ex-wife, Tameka Foster, just revealed that Usher allegedly has more STDs than we thought. Now, I know y'all have heard all those wild rumors of Usher allegedly getting used by Diddy back in the day, but some new information has it that Usher was allegedly slanging that thang all around town with multiple men. And get this, it seems like Usher has a long list of STDs that he has been struggling with over the years, and y'all are gonna be shook when we break down everything, so let's get into it. Okay, so I don't know about y'all, but Usher being exposed for having multiple STDs was not on my bingo card for 2025. Now, we've known about the herpes situation for a long time, but not these other ones. And now the streets are saying that Tameka is claiming that some of the STDs go way back to when he was at Diddy flavored camp. So way back when Usher got signed by L.A. Reid as a kid, not even a teenager yet, which shows just how long he's been in the game. He had serious talent from the start, but once puberty hit, his voice started cracking and there was talk of Reid dropping him. Luckily, Usher managed to convince him to stick it out, and instead of letting him go, Reid decided to send him to live with his friend, who happened to be Diddy. Usher was only 13 when he moved in with Diddy, and honestly, it was pretty clear from the beginning that it wasn't exactly a kid-friendly environment. Diddy was deep into the party scene, and Usher ended up being around a lot of stuff that most 13-year-olds probably shouldn't be exposed to. What's really interesting is that Usher hardly ever talks about his time living with Diddy. It's one of those chapters in his life that he tends to keep pretty quiet about. But during an interview with Howard Stern, he actually opened up a bit, and what he shared definitely raised some eyebrows. The way he described that experience was enough to set off some serious alarm bells.
The place was like just filled with chicks and like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried.
It says that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand.
And before y'all start wondering why his parents didn't step in or get him out of that situation, Usher actually explained that part too. According to him, his parents had no idea what was really going on because Diddy made him keep it all under wraps. He was basically told not to say anything, so he hid the truth from them at the time.
Jay Blige, they didn't know nothing about.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know?
And I'm sure y'all saw that viral video when Diddy hinted that he and Usher used to sleep in the same bed.
That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother. We used to fight over the...
Or the time he said this.
This ain't for nobody else but you. You take that time, boy. I see you. Like, motherfucker doing Vegas. You were in the kitchen eating all my cereal.
And now it turns out that we weren't reading too much meaning into the situation, because Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, also spoke about this in an interview. He said that a lot of people in the industry knew Diddy was into younger girls and boys, but most of them just looked the other way and didn't do anything about it.
All these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this and try to engage other men into acts with him. There was story that he was trying to get Chris Brown. There's stories about, you know, those young boys that he had, a group B5 or something like that, trying to get them. Yo, it's a lot of stories that goes around in this industry.
Allegedly, Usher contracted herpes during one of those so-called freak-off sessions when he was just 15. Word is, Kim Porter knew about it and was planning to include that info in a book she was working on before she passed away.
So what was in Kim's book? You want to hear it? Here it go. Now, I cannot confirm or deny what's in this book, but ain't nobody fit Natasha K. me. So in this book, it detailed his relationships with men, footage of those encounters. It had the names of the men he slept with, a disease, allegedly Diddy giving Usher a disease.
But y'all want to know the really wild part? It's that Diddy himself doesn't have herpes. This means that Diddy was not the only one who allegedly did bad things to Usher during the freak-offs, and he could have pimped Usher out to other men at the freak-offs. And considering the long list of men at Diddy's freak-offs and the wild things they were rumored to have done, it's no wonder that Usher caught something nasty at the freak-offs. And now, the streets are saying that Tameka just exposed Usher for having some other STIs over the years. And allegedly, not just one, but multiple. I guess we shouldn't be surprised, because y'all know that Usher himself likes to be freaky deaky. I mean, I know y'all remember his freaky cherry stuff he does at his concerts. But that's not the only freaky thing he does, because he also used to serenade fans, and things got steamy a couple of times. So yeah, the streets have been saying for a long time that Usher is low-key freaky behind the scenes, and allegedly that's how he caught the multiple STDs. And the crazy thing is, him allegedly having all these STDs didn't stop him from getting freaky, because multiple women have accused him of knowingly giving them herpes without informing them about his health status. Laura Helm, one of the women who accused Usher, filed a $20 million lawsuit against him, claiming he exposed her to herpes during a Fortunately for her, she ended up testing negative, so she wasn't infected, but she still pursued the case, saying he put her at serious risk of catching a lifelong STD. The lawsuit started gaining major attention and was turning into a full-blown scandal that was hurting Usher's image. Then, out of nowhere, Laura suddenly dropped the case without any explanation. That move had a lot of people thinking she might have been paid off to avoid some nasty drama, but that wasn't the end of the accusations. 2 more women stepped forward with lawsuits against Usher, claiming he had exposed them to herpes without disclosing his status. They argued that because he didn't tell them, they couldn't have given informed consent, as they weren't aware of the full risk involved in being intimate with him. One of the women chose to remain anonymous and later tested positive for the virus. The second woman, Quantasia Sharpton, tested negative but still pursued legal action. She stated that she had slept with Usher just after turning 19, and while she didn't contract the virus, she was deeply upset about the potential risk he had put her and her child in. Quantasia insisted that the issue wasn't just about whether she was infected, but about the lack of transparency and responsibility on Usher's part. In addition to those 2 cases, another woman, referred to only as Jane Doe, filed a separate lawsuit accusing Usher of the same behavior. Unlike the others, this case didn't receive much public attention because, according to reports, Usher privately settled the matter before it could escalate. He allegedly paid her a $1.1 million settlement, which many saw as a strategic move to keep the details out of the headlines and prevent further damage to his reputation. But that's not all, because while Diddy's trial was going on, Usher did something that made everyone suspicious. See, his name had come up a lot during the trial, and around the time Dawn Richards gave her testimony, he deleted every single post from his Twitter account. Fans immediately started putting 2 and 2 together and suspected that there might be something on his page that would have linked him to Diddy and that Dawn knew something. See, Dawn named Usher in her lawsuit against Diddy last year, where she claimed that Usher knew that Diddy was putting paws on Cassie and he didn't bat an eye. The court document said Combs hosted a dinner at a West Hollywood, California restaurant, which Ms. Richard and Ms. Harper were required to attend. Among the guests at the dinner were celebrities like Ne-Yo and Usher, as well as Mr. Levine. At the dinner, Mr. Combs and Ms. Ventura had an argument. In front of the dinner guests, Mr. Combs hissed at Ms. Ventura in a screaming whisper and forcefully punched her in the stomach, causing her to double over in visible pain, crying. Ms. Clark escorted Ms. Ventura out of the restaurant, and Mr. Combs remained and continued socializing with the dinner guests. So when he deleted his previous tweets, fans immediately started talking about how he was trying to get rid of evidence. He immediately tried to shut this down, saying, "Account got hacked and y'all ran with it. See you tonight at Intuit Dome." But fans weren't buying it for obvious reasons. And now, with the claims of him spreading STDs around, we have to wonder what exactly was in his posts that made him paranoid enough to delete his entire account. Whatever it was, it had to have been pretty bad. Anywho, y'all let me know how you guys feel about this situation. Drop your thoughts in the comments, then check this next video.